What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So our supply chain is on the brink of a catastrophe and most people have no clue what is actually happening. So in today's video I want to explain what's going on. There's multiple crises that are happening at the exact same time. So again, just bear with me. I want to explain what is happening. Again, just provide you the facts and just keep in mind that are we going to see shortages of goods and food and fuel and things like that? Chances are yes. Temporarily we will see some shortages or delays, but I'm not saying we're going to see just complete reckoning and people are going to die because they're going to go hungry. That's not what I'm saying. So again, stick with me, watch this entire video and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But our supply chain is on the brink of a catastrophe. And I want to explain why. Because right now, there's multiple issues happening, but right now the big one is there's a major contract negotiation that is taking place. This is actually taking place between the Pacific Maritime Association employer group and the International Longshore and Warehouse Union. Now, this particular negotiation, this actually covers 29 specific ports, and these are Pacific Coast ports as well. Now, these ports, these 29 Pacific Coast ports, these actually handle about 40% of all U.S. imports. Okay, all U.S. imports. Now, here's one of them. This is just the port of Los Angeles. Very, very busy port. Now, keep in mind, that's part of it. Okay, that is part of it. And that's one of the reasons why we're seeing some issues, because of this specific negotiation. Now, the issue with this is that this labor contract, it already expired. It expired at the end of June. We are 9 days into July and we still don't have an agreement. But that's just one issue. Here's another one. We're also seeing that California ports are piling up once again with containers. And the reason for this is because truckers, they aren't able to move product as quickly as they used to, and people have left the industry and more product is coming into the ports. Okay, so that's creating a lot of issues. So that's just one of the problems though. The other one is we're also seeing railroad bottlenecks as well. This isn't getting any better. This is actually hurting our entire supply chain. Currently, what we know is about 60% of long dwell containers at the port of Los Angeles, these have to be moved by rail. 60%. You want me to show you the picture again? Here, look at this picture. This is the picture of Los Angeles, the port of Los Angeles. 60% of those containers have to be moved by rail. But the problem is rail is seeing so many bottlenecks, right? Worker shortages, big issue, right? And to make matters worse, because when I addressed this issue for different ports and why they're seeing so many issues regarding rail, well, somebody commented and said, well, let's just ship the products to a different port. Well, that's a good answer. That's a good option, but it's a bad solution. And here's the reason why. According to recent reports, we can't just use another port, as we're currently experiencing the same issues with the East Coast ports as well. These include the Port of Norfolk, Port of Savannah, Port of New York, and New Jersey. So if you think we can just send it to a different spot, well, it doesn't really happen that way. But again, it's an option, but it's probably not a great option. Now, if you think we could just switch from rail to road, and that's the solution, well, look at this. I want to show you this because this is something that I talked about just the other day as well. Look, the state of California is now putting 70,000 truckers into a potential legal situation due to the Supreme Court not reviewing the AB 5 law. Now, under California's Assembly Bill 5, this requires workers to satisfy a 3-part test to be considered independent contractors, or else they would be seen as employees and they would be entitled to job benefits. And this right here is something that many shipping companies are trying to completely avoid, because having another employee is going to just increase their operating costs. So obviously this is not something that they want to do. Now, why does all this matter? Why does it matter that we're seeing railroad bottlenecks? We are seeing potentially 70,000 truckers in a potential legal limbo, right? Why does that matter? Or why does it matter that the West Coast ports are in a contract negotiation? This matters because this right here is what makes up the catastrophe that is about to unfold. Now, what we know is the law for the truckers, the 70,000 truckers. Well, this only applies to workers in California. It doesn't matter where the employer is based. Okay, it does not apply to workers outside of the state of California either, even if the employer is based in California. So again, this is all part of the kind of that negotiation and the talks and who's breaking the law and who isn't. And it's because of this that many independent truckers are simply leaving the industry until they get some guidance. Because what's happening right now, and if you are a trucker out of California, let me know what your thoughts are. Because from what I have heard from a bunch of friends that I know, a few different people that I've talked to that are truckers out of California, they are just going to wait. And the expectation is thousands or tens of thousands of truckers are going to leave the industry simply because they don't know what to do. And it's only a matter of time before we either experience extreme chaos or this law must be changed or adapted. But according to the state of California, they're losing billions and billions of dollars every single year simply because independent truckers or independent workers are not paying the taxes that they need to. Or the businesses that are hiring these workers and calling them independents, they're saving a lot of money because they are not paying this tax either. So again, something has to change. Now, what does this mean? Well, what we know is this means that there's a good chance that products and goods are either going to take longer to arrive to places, especially in the middle of the country, or we are going to see these products just kind of sit, right? They're just going to sit at these ports because, well, they can't go anywhere. This means food could be in short supply. This means truckers outside of California might be called in to, hey, we need you. Stop doing what you're doing over there in Wyoming and Idaho. Stop doing that over in Tennessee. I need you right here. We need you here so we can start moving some of this inventory. That's what we're going to see. There's also a couple reports that fuel will likely run out from time to time. And I want to touch on that for a second because when I saw somebody email me this article, when I saw this, I was thinking, well, that's interesting. So let me look really quick. So when this person said, they said, hey, did you see this? And they sent me a link to the article. Now, I didn't see that article, but I looked at it, and when they say, hey, did you see this? I thought, okay, what is it? Clicked on it. Well, according to news stations, they are now saying that we could see some gas stations run out of fuel. But if you look into this a little bit more, and I know some are spreading the fear, but if you look into this a little bit more, and I've experienced the same thing, is a gas station may run out of fuel, maybe at night, and then come morning time, they got nothing. So what do? Well, hopefully the truck is coming in sometime that day, gonna refill, and there you go, you have fuel. So just understand, and I've been saying this for months, is anytime your vehicle gets below 50%, fill it back up. Fill it up. Okay, just be prepared. But I want to just tell you this, is things are going to change. We don't know how much they're going to change. We don't know to what extent. We don't know how quickly, but things will change. All right? So just wanted to fill you in on what's going on and why this potential issue or issues that we're having is putting our supply chain on the brink of a catastrophe, because it is. This would be catastrophic if all these things happened. If we saw the 29 ports on the West Coast, we saw every single one of them pretty much go on strike. That would be detrimental to the entire economy. If we saw 70,000 truckers pretty much leave the industry, that would be detrimental. If we see railways cannot move products, that again would be detrimental. Those three things are going to be huge, but we will see what goes on in the near future. Again, as always, as I know more, I promise, I'll come back on and share all latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.